Before you judge your own life, remember that every small step you take quietly shapes the person you will become. Today we begin another simple but powerful story. A story about a young boy who learned that big dreams are not reached in a single day. This story will remind you that life changes slowly, through tiny efforts that seem too small to matter. Every small choice becomes part of your future, and every gentle improvement slowly builds your strength. Now, let us begin the journey that shows how patience, discipline, and just a little progress every day can turn even the poorest beginning into a meaningful life. Sometimes life teaches us in soft, quiet ways. We often think our small actions make no difference, and we believe nothing is changing. But life has its own way of rewarding every effort, good or small. This story will show you how hope, hard work, and steady growth never fail, while giving up too soon is the only true loss. In a quiet little village, a young boy often sat under a big tree, watching life pass softly around him. He wore simple clothes, and though he had very little, his heart held something precious: hope. Every afternoon he sat there, dreaming of a life bigger than the one he knew. One morning he walked alone on a dusty road with empty pockets but bright eyes. The sun was rising, painting the sky with gentle colors. Small huts stood on both sides, and as he walked, he wondered if life would ever change for him. Soon, wealthy merchants passed by on horses and carts. Their clothes were rich, their bags heavy with gold. The boy stepped aside and watched them with a quiet fire inside him, not jealousy but inspiration. He whispered to himself, "One day, I will also walk with confidence like them." Later that day, the boy sat beside a calm river, holding a small stone in his hand. He watched the water reflect the sky and began to think deeply about his future. His dreams were bigger than his village, but he didn't know how to reach them. At home that evening, inside their simple mud house, he talked to his mother. She listened with love and told him gently, "You don't need to be great in one day. Just stay honest, stay kind, and keep learning. Small steps will guide you." Inspired, the boy started doing small jobs around the village. He carried water pots, swept the outside of shops, and helped wherever he could. The pay was small, but every coin he earned was a step forward. One afternoon he found an old torn book under the same tree where he always sat. He cleaned it carefully and began reading. The pages were worn, but the knowledge inside was powerful. He read every day, letting the golden afternoon light fall softly over the pages. One day, at the market, he saw an old man struggling with heavy vegetables. Without hesitation, the boy rushed to help. The old man smiled warmly and blessed him. This simple act of kindness filled the boy's heart with strength. Sometimes he climbed a hilltop at sunset, looking far beyond the village. In the distance, he could see the outline of a big city. He imagined himself there, learning, growing, becoming someone strong. That dream became his fuel. Every coin he earned, he saved in a small clay pot. At night, under the dim light of a candle, he counted them slowly. The amount was small, but each coin represented effort, hope, and time. One day, while walking along a village road, he met a wise old traveler. The traveler looked at the boy and said, "Great journeys are made of small steps. Never fear slow progress. Only fear standing still." The boy remembered these words forever. He worked late into many nights, studying with a tiny oil lamp beside him. Even when he was tired, he pushed himself gently. His determination grew stronger. Sometimes he watched villagers argue about problems. He stayed quiet, but learned an important lesson. People often create their own troubles by not trying to grow. So he started practicing new skills: writing, counting, reading faster, speaking better. He made mistakes, but he kept learning. Many times he fell, while carrying water, while trying new work, while practicing. But each time he stood back up. Dirt on his clothes never stopped him. He also helped a younger child in the village learn simple words. Teaching made him feel proud. It reminded him that giving knowledge was just as important as gaining it. One day, a shopkeeper noticed his dedication and offered him a small opportunity. work, a place to learn, and a small wage. The boy was surprised and grateful. This was the first real opening in his life. After many months, he decided it was time. With his small bag on his shoulder and the rising sun behind him, he left the village. His mother hugged him and whispered, "Go make your life." The boy walked for miles until he reached the big town. The streets were busy, colorful, and full of energy. He felt amazed but not afraid. He knew this was where his future waited. Time passed. He worked hard, learned new skills, grew wiser, saved money, and kept improving, just a little every day. People noticed his honesty, his effort, and his kindness. Years later, he returned to his village, not as the poor boy they once knew, but as a young man with confidence and success. He stood tall, wearing clean clothes, carrying hope in his eyes. He smiled softly, knowing that everything he achieved came from small steps, daily effort, and never giving up. He proved that even someone with empty pockets can rise high if the heart is full of determination. And so, his simple journey became a powerful reminder. No dream is too big, no person is too small. The only thing that matters is the courage to begin, and the patience to keep going, one small step at a time.